Ladies and gentlemen, on the latest edition of War Week Boxing with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue, we're going to pick the brain of the best set of eyes in the business and see what he thought about last night's action. Ryan Garcia defeats Devin Haney. All this and more on the latest edition of Gogue's Big Fight Analysis. Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer Coach James Gogue. Thank you, Pat Summerall. I appreciate it. Guys, and once again, we're not only brought to you by this episode, Rod Vachon Holdings, the best real estate agent and the best investment broker here in the South Texas region, but it's also brought to you by Affordable Dentures and Implants. Over 440 locations nationwide. And guys, they're our official sponsor for May 3rd, TMB Promotions. Strictly Business. Terrell 2 Real Herndon versus Rudy Ruru Silvas in the main event at the Scottish Rite Temple. It's almost sold out, guys, so contact me for tickets. But guys, this would not be an edition of Gogue's Big Fight Analysis without the man himself, the incomparable Coach James Gogue. Woo! James, how the hell are you, brother?
Joe, I'm doing good. It was better than an expected fight last night. And, we got a lot of good things to talk about. Plus, starting next week, all the way for 4 or 5 weeks is going to be sizzling, fight after fight after fight. Yeah, yep. So, boxing is going to be heating up. And hopefully, it'll start driving some blood into this dying sport.
Well, I'll tell you what. We had an excellent, better than expected fight card. And this is why I always say, guys, judge slowly. Not every card is as it seems on paper. Guys, wait till the fights actually play out. Now, once again, this threw a loop for a lot of people, but not Coach James Gogue. Once again, if you listen to last Sunday night's prediction, he said, Haney by wide unanimous decision. But after the weigh-in, when I told him that, Haney or Ryan didn't even try to make weight and he was 3.2 pounds over.
Yep.
What fight did you compare this to that took place over 10 years ago in San Antonio, Texas?
Well, in the morning, I seen a tweet from Haney. They had the official weigh-in. You know how they do it at 9 in the morning?
Yeah.
The ceremonial weigh-in at like 2 in the afternoon. Well, he said Garcia 3.2 pounds overweight, and I had a feeling he was going to come in heavy. I just had that feeling, Joe, that this kid was going to come over. I'm like, man, this guy ain't trying to make the weight, man. He ain't going to, he learned from that Gervonta Davis fight that, hey, man, if I kill myself to make weight and play by the rules, I'm going to be at a competitive disadvantage going into the fight. So he played it smart. Just said, fuck it. I'll let them have the money, whatever they find me, but I'm going to be at full strength, and it's going to give me a better chance, to pull off the upset and everything. Haney had to make weight, and you could see by his face it was shrunk, shrunken in, and that told me when I see a face. When I usually see Haney, I see a guy with a big ass head, okay? But when he loses weight, that head shrinks. And that tells me, man, hey, man, it took a lot out of him. It's hard for him to make weight the correct way. It drains him a lot. So the next day, you know what I mean? What do you call it? He's not going to be at that, that optimum peak. When you lose weight like that, okay, and your face is, really weight drained, okay, you're not going to be at your optimum peak the next day. It takes more day. It probably takes another 24 hours to recover, okay, to get to be at full strength. Man, even though you rehydrate and all that shit and your weight balloons up, but still, it's the taxing effect on your body. It puts on your body losing all that weight. You know what I mean? It zaps a lot of strength out of you, and it takes, depends. You know what I mean? How hard the weight drain. Sometimes it takes more than a day. Sometimes it takes more than a day. By the second day, you start recovering fully. You know what I mean? Where you're fully rehydrated. The water in your brain, okay, which you lose a lot when you lose weight, it's back in your brain. Stuff like that people don't know. People that said, like I was arguing with the guy, he was trying to argue with me today on Twitter. He goes, it's only 3 pounds. I said, man, 1 pound makes a difference, okay? 1 pound makes a difference. And Garcia, he knew, man, he wasn't going to make weight, man. I knew that when I seen that tweet. I'm like, man, this motherfucker's going to he's going to circumvent the process, just like Lomachenko, just like Orlando Salido did with Lomachenko like 10 years ago. When he knew he couldn't make weight, Sean Gibbons knew it. So they told him, don't worry about it. Don't make weight. We'll pay the fine. But you're going to come in the fight 110%, physically strong. You're going to be heavier. You're going to put, he was at 147 the night of the fight. Lomachenko was 135. And plus, you're going to be physically stronger, heavier. And when you're heavier, when you're naturally heavier and bigger, Joe, when you get hit by your opponent's best shot, you can absorb them better, like a sponge absorbing water. Okay, when he hits you, boom, you don't feel that effect because you absorb it so much better because you're naturally bigger and stronger. I know that, man. It happened to me a few months ago in Mexico City when the motherfucker came in purposely 11.2 pounds overweight. Okay, yeah, but
there it is
about that. And I knew, man, during the fight, my guy's a good puncher, and he was hitting with some good shots, didn't even affect him. He was absorbing those punches so much better because he had more natural weight on him. And it was like a sponge absorbing water, man. So, man, we were in a tough fight. So my guy had to adjust his strategy. Instead of trying to take it to him like he usually does, he adjusted his strategy with movement, with sharp, fast combinations, with sharp, fast counters, staying off the ropes, keep it in the center of the ring so he can move and box in circles and keep turning this fucking idiot. But I could see Garcia, man, he was he was strong, he was fast, he was explosive. Them punches Haney was hitting him didn't affect or hurt him because like I said, he didn't have to
bouncing off of him. Yep,
it didn't affect him at all. He was naturally bigger, naturally stronger. I don't give a shit if they weighed the same day on the day of the fight. It was just he didn't have to go through that taxing process and put his body through that taxing process like he did the Gervonta Davis fight. So he learned. He's smart. He's like, man, no. He probably called Oscar, and Oscar go, okay, go ahead and do it. And nobody, they didn't tell nobody. But I had a feeling, that this kid has, because the way he made weight last time, I had a feeling, man, he wouldn't be able to make it and be strong and effective unless he did something like this, which was he outsmarted the Haney count basically. It was like I said.
I'll tell you what did it, Gogue. What really outsmarted him. We're going to get to our next segment.
Well, Joe, what I'm trying to say is, man, he outsmarted. I mean, they probably had this plan fucking soon. They probably had this plan quite a bit of time, knowing this shit. Man, ain't no way I'm gonna make this weight. So here's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? And
well, I tell you what, Gogue, you're super intuitive, and you read people like a book. And let me tell you, what's going to support your theory is our next segment. The very first time we're going to be featuring this on James Gogue's show. And it involves our very dear friend, Rick Glazier. Here it comes.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glazier's Twitter watch. Bang!
Hey, Joe, I forgot to tell you one thing.
Yes, sir.
I forgot to, God dang it, it skipped my mind when we cut up. I'll remember.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sure it'll come up again. Yeah. But it's time for Rick Glazier's Twitter watch. And this is going to support everything that you've been saying. Now, keep in mind, guys, I haven't talked about this with Coach before the show. This is the first we're talking about this, right? So here's Rick Glazier's tweet. And this was on Thursday, right after the press conference. He said this: I now believe Ryan Garcia is crazy like a fox. And if I'm correct, that's a very cunning side of Ryan Garcia. Yeah. Hashtag April 20th, hashtag DAZN, hashtag pay-per-view, hashtag boxing. And what he was referring to, because I spoke with Rick Glazier about 30 minutes ago, what he was referring to was the fact that Henry, Ryan's dad, when they made that bet, hey, 500,000 each pound over. And Ryan's dad said, hey, don't make that bet. Okay. And he goes, no, I'm taking the bet. And so he wanted Haney to continue trying to make weight, and he never had any intention of doing it. He just wanted Haney to win the battle and ultimately lose the war. That's what Rick Glazier was referring to, exactly what you said. He never had any intention of making weight.
Plus, Haney had that WBC belt he didn't want to lose, but we'll talk about that later.
That was negotiated. That was a stipulation in going through with the fight, because it put Haney in a very difficult position. Once again, Ryan Garcia apparently was content with dropping $1.5 million, right, in Haney's pocket, because he knew he was going to beat that ass.
Well, he knew he was going to be at full strength. He knew he was going to be drained. He learned from the Devonta Davis fight, okay? Yeah.
Yep. That's it. Would you like anything else to add? Because this was very reminiscent of Corrales Castillo, too. When Castillo came in 4 pounds over the weight limit, didn't even try, because he felt slighted that he should have won the first fight. And he was just interested in inflicting damage on Chico Corrales, your former fighter.
Well, Joe, it happened to me. Like I said, happened in Mexico City, the motherfuckers. Any other jurisdiction, they would have canceled that fight. Okay.
Yep.
If you come in 5 pounds, it's the 5 pound weight limit I hear now in the States. If you come in over 5 pounds, fight's automatically off. You get paid, and the opponent, gets suspended. But we're in Mexico, and it happened to me in Texas when the motherfucker came in 12 pounds overweight.
Dude.
Yeah, man. So I know about this shit, and I know, man, because I've been there in the ring, in the corner when I'm seeing him hit these guys with shots, and I'm like, it ain't affecting these guys, man. You know what I mean? And you can see the physicality when they get inside. They're hard, you can't push them around. But anyway. Everything Rick is, he's spot on. He's been in business a long time. He's got a, clear, accurate vision on how he sees things on the reality.
Well, I don't know if you realize this, James. He was in New York. He actually does some of the matchmaking. He actually made 3 of the matches, or 4 of the matches on the prelims.
Oh, he did?
For this event. Yeah. He's doing the matchmaking. Well, half of it pretty much for Golden Boy Promotion. So he's working very closely with them. He was at the event. And so after the press conference, he was in on it.
Yeah, he knew everything. He had an inside then. Yeah, I didn't. Yep. I'm just going by past experience, man. You know what I mean? And how I see things. And so, he had an insight and everything, but
yeah. So you're spot on. This just supports and confirms everything that you're saying.
He won. He looked great doing it. He looked explosive doing it. Garcia. Okay. But Okay, I want to see him do it by by the contracted rules now, making weight. Okay, then let's see against a good. Let's go. For example, let's go for the rematch. This rematch is going to be hot. Let's do it at 47, so both motherfuckers can't make 40. Me personally, Devin's still going to keep his belt because Jose Sulaiman's going to take care of him. I would take another payday, a big payday against Garcia. Okay, move up in weight where he's feeling strong and everything. This time, that 7 extra pounds. So, hey, his performance, to me, I think, will be better as long as he corrects his defensive deficiencies. Okay, this rematch is going to be big. Okay, yeah. If Devin wins, it could be a trilogy. Now, if he keeps that fucking BC belt and decides not to fight right at 47,
oh gosh,
Sandor Martin, he ain't gonna make no money fighting that motherfucker. Garcia is the big fight. It was a great fight, and you got to give credit to both guys because Garcia, you know what I mean, he brought the hammers on. Okay, even though he had,
he sure did.
Even though he had a competitive advantage, you know, by not making the weight. But I give it to Haney too because I seen that heart, that resilient competitor in him. Every time he got hurt, he got dropped, he got up, and the first time he got dropped, okay, he gained his composure and poise, and he pressed forward, started winning like the next few rounds until he got dropped again. Okay, but you can see, man, he was pressing the action. It's just the game plan and the skill sets he used to practice that the game plan and the skill sets that he used to press the action were the wrong. He was going in there all casually like this, you know, Joe, in a straight line, trying to close that distance intelligently with Garcia. Right here, you're going to get hit with a left hook. You're not going to see it, especially Garcia when he was just tapping him with that jab, then stuck that hook right behind it. And, you know, Haney's hand was right here instead of right here to block that fucking left hook. You know, he had bad hand placement, okay, when he was getting hit by them punches. And he was leaning back like this, getting hit instead of having hit. Look, man, when you're like this and you're getting hit, you got to change your defense. That's where a smart fighter, a well-schooled, intelligent fighter comes into play. They make that defensive adjustment to make sure they don't get hit with those damn punches. And the best way I see right here is that tight guard defense. Now, them straight punches he would have blocked right here, okay? You know, and if he slid his right hand over a little, it would have caught that hook. So it's all about when you're blocking punches, it's not keeping your hands up like this, because them punches are going to go right through the gloves. It's the way you place your hands on your face to protect your face from getting hit with the punches of your opponent. Garcia's best punch is what? That hook. I would have had my right hand right here, taped right here. It would have never left my face, man. You know what I mean? When I'm coming in the ring and have my left hand high just to, you know, what do you call it? Protect myself from that right hand. Brian ain't got shit for a jab, so you ain't got to worry about that, okay? All right. You got to worry about that. You got to worry about that lead hook or that counter left hook. But if you keep your right hand right here, you know, boom, you'll catch it, okay? And you'll absorb most of the power from it because it's sneaky and it's explosive, man. And if you can't see that punch, you ain't going to see that. If you can't see that punch coming and your hands are right here, watch the replay, the tape. I did. He had his hands right here, you know, like he was fucking Archie Moore, Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, they like to fight like this with that old school style. Boom! You know, this placement on the glove placement on the face, which is you know, it's a fundamental of correct blocking technique. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, we could talk about that later, Joe, about applying intelligent pressure. He had to get that distance close. Okay. He had the wrong style or wrong techniques to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh boy, yeah, he seemed very deficient. Yeah,
everybody was saying that. Oh man, he should have blocked. Man, he had to close the distance to get closer to Garcia, who was taller, more rangier. Okay, all right. he had to get
Yep.
that distance closer. And the way
Well,
he
I tell
did
you
it,
what.
yeah, it was wrong.
Yeah, I tell you what, we'll talk all about that. We're going to go all throughout the entire fight, but we need to say hello to our dear friends in the chat. First one, Ryan. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, Gems. We appreciate you being here and supporting the coach. Yes, it was a very entertaining evening of boxing.
Yeah, it was good.
Boxing finally sizzles on the big stage.
Yeah.
Win-win. And look, say what you want, guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing both guys wherever they decide to go. Now, immediately post-fight, Ryan said, yeah, I'm not interested in a rematch. But look, that is the biggest money fight he can make at 47. Let's just face it, guys. Jaron Ennis couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night at this point. Neither can Amanis Stanionis. Neither can Mario Vargas, my brother. He's not a big ticket seller because they haven't fought him in San Antonio as a main eventer, right?
Me personally.
Okay, so this is the biggest fight you can make a rematch at 47. What are your thoughts, Coach Gogue?
Hey, what did Don Chargano was telling me? You got to strike when the kettle's hot. Okay, the kettle's hot right now. So, but Golden Boy, they'll probably try to get him an easy win just to, you know what I mean, have him make some money. And I don't know me personally, the kind of money he's going to demand. Haney's the only one that could do it. Now, now we can see, now we see what Garcia could do. He could hurt Haney all the time, but I want to see him do it at a weight he's going to make and not come in heavy and circumvent the rules. And Haney, I prefer him to go up to 47 because I could see that just by looking in his face, it takes a lot out of him. And fight night, it shows. So me personally, Mauricio still wants to give him that belt because, the sanctioning fees Haney gives him. But, yeah, man, I would say bye-bye. Go fight at 147. Who is the 47-pound champion? Crawford?
Which one, sir? Crawford,
BC.
He is still technically the champ. He's the unified, undisputed champ. Well, he relinquished the IBF, or at least got stripped of the IBF. The IBF champ is currently Jaron Boots Ennis.
I'm talking about BC.
BC, that's Mario Vargas is the interim champ, and then Terrence Crawford is still the WBC welterweight champ.
How the fuck did Mario Barros become interim champion?
By beating the slow-footed, plotting Cuban exile.
Who?
The gentleman who Spence beat also. What was his name? His name eludes me now. I'll look it up.
Bartholomew?
No, that guy's still at 140.
Who?
Hold on. I'll tell you. I'm sorry. He's his name is eluding me. The guy that fought and beat Manny Pacquiao.
Jeff Horn?
Hold on.
Oh, Ugas.
No, it's coming up.
Ugas.
Yordenis Ugas. Thank you. My apologies, sir. And he's going to be defending his interim WBC title, whatever the hell that means. This May 4th, Cinco de Mayo weekend on the undercard of Canelo versus Munguia is going to be taking on Fabian Maidana. And his 12-round first defense of the interim WBC title. But want to thank Ryan for supporting the coach, and thank you for the super chat, my friend. Please stick around, brother, and we always love your input on this channel. Huh?
They don't even need a fucking belt, man.
That's what I'm saying. They don't need a title to make money. They're already
they don't
at
need
the
no
level
belt.
of attraction.
Yeah.
They should fight
They
for
don't need no fucking belt.
I don't know, fight for the California world title, or California state title. It doesn't matter. Coach Cody, did you remember when the state titles used to actually mean something?
Oh, fuck yeah. Back in the 80s, it meant something. Winning that California state title, it was hard because California had so many fighters. And to win that title, boy, you had to fight the best over there, usually coming from the LA area. Yeah. That California state title meant something back there. Now,
you know what? What I would do if I were Golden Boy, since both guys are from California, Haney, even though he resides in Vegas, he's originally from San Fran. And obviously, Ryan, he still lives there, born and raised.
Nah, they're bigger than that California. It's got to be a world title or something, man. But they don't need no belt.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like Sugar Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya. What belt did they fight for in their first fight?
IBA, Dean Chances.
Exactly.
But,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. The fighters, they make the titles, not the other way around.
Yeah, they're to the point where they don't need belts, man, especially a fight like that. I mean, the sanctioning bodies, they'll probably create some interim belt just to get some money.
Yeah.
But
I tell you what, though, we want to thank Ryan, and once again, we appreciate your input. And any questions or any comments that you have for the coach, please let him fire. It's always an honor to feature Boxing Gems on this channel as well. And guys, want to say hello to my dear friend, Slag Tendencies. Thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. He said, Coach, Devin seemed to have an awful game plan, didn't he? He didn't throw any combinations and seemed to throw only single shots. There's a reason for that, isn't that, Coach? Did Ryan get in Devin's head? Coach, your thoughts, and why did he only throw single shots?
You don't know. Every time they got in the pocket, all they did was grab and hold. When the fight transfers from long distance to close distance, you got to make that. You got to make that adjustment. Okay, no more long range game. Now you got to learn. You got to use your skill sets, which the motherfuckers don't have. The skill sets to fight in the trenches. Okay, when that fight goes from long to short, okay, the game plan changes. Your skill sets change. Now you got to fight mano a mano, trench warfare. What works best in the trenches? The short, sharp combinations. Okay, the uppercuts, the hooks, the body shots, the little short overhand rights, and you put them in different combinations. You become creative with it. Okay, when you get right here, okay, nope. The long range game don't work. Now it's mano a mano in the phone booth. Them short uppercuts. Some hooks to the body, them short right hooks. You hit your opponent with the short, compact punches coming from all different angles. Okay, like I said, the uppercuts work inside. They work beautiful. The short hooks, okay, the body shots, okay, the uppercuts, okay, working angles, stepping at angles, working them body shots, working the combinations, okay. You got to be taught trench warfare skill sets in the gym and practice it in the gym on a continuous basis. Because if you don't do it in the fucking gym, you ain't gonna do it in the fight. You just can't say, yeah, I'm gonna fight this motherfucker man on man, fire for fire in the pocket. But if you don't practice it in the gym and you're not doing it in the gym, you sure the hell ain't gonna do it in the fight, especially in a skill set which is tough to learn as this one. Okay. Very difficult to learn, okay? It's not easy. Hey, both you guys get right here. Start fighting, hey, man, you know what I mean? You're easier to hit now. You're right there to get hit. You know what I mean? I don't know how to defend myself at close range. See, you got to learn all this shit. You got to learn the fundamentals of fighting trench warfare, okay? You got to learn the fundamentals of offense, which punches are the most effective, which I said, the short, compact punches, okay? Coming from all angles, being creative in your combination punches. But most important, you got to learn defense in the pocket. You got to learn how to defend yourself. A lot of motherfuckers don't. They get inside, especially Mexican fighters. They just get squared up like this. You know what I mean? And they get hit with everything, but they got heart. Once they get hit, they come back firing. That's what Mexican fighters do. They wait for you to throw like Pitbull. Then they throw it at the same time. They punch with you, meaning they throw it at the same time as you, or they wait, or they block with their face and they come back firing. All right. That's them. They don't understand how the intricacies of fighting in the pocket defensively and how to defend yourself, like how to block the punches, which are, like I said, their skill and technique and fundamentals in blocking punches correctly on the inside. Pairing the punches, blocking them correctly, blocking the hooks. You know what I mean? You can roll the shoulder, catch the right hand, catching them body shots, dropping the elbow, bending the knees. You got to know how to block the body punches in the inside too. Because if you don't, Oh, you get caught right, it's going to hurt more than a headshot. So you got to have awareness, and you got to have the fundamentals, skill sets on how to defend yourself in the pocket. Instead of, what do? What's their number one defense when they get in the pocket? They smother you and they grab you. That's their number one defense. They don't understand to make that transition from long to short range and work effectively using good fundamentals. Okay, and it starts with the stance, the good fundamental stance, keeping that lead shoulder pointed, hands up, elbows tucked in, having bending the knees, having that back leg set so he can't push your back. Yeah, man, I've been motherfucking. I got a master's and a PhD in this motherfucker. All right. But anyway, yeah. Haney, you look at the fight with Sly. The motherfucker, what did he do? He had the perfect opportunity many times when he got close. Because I was watching the fight with my fighters, and I was telling them the mistakes the motherfucker was making. So many times, he worked hard behind his jab to get close, to press the action. He didn't get hit by the counter check hook by Garcia. Okay, he got in safe. He didn't take no incoming. But when he got there, look at the punches he threw.
Didn't know what to do.
He smothered and grabbed. He didn't even see them uppercuts, the body shots, them short right hooks coming down to the body, working up, then down with combinations. Hey, that's another thing I forgot. When you're throwing combinations, you're not just throwing to the head. You got to mix it up. You got to have balance, up and down, then up, or up, then down. Okay, you got to have balance. One of them shots is going to land. You know what I mean? When you work when there's balance, up and down, down and up. Okay, and you look at Haney. Right when he got in the pocket, it's funny. He had no fundamentals. He had no idea. No, not a fucking idea when the fight got close on how to make that transition to use a trench warfare skill sets. Because the motherfucker probably didn't do it in the gym. He
That's
never
exactly
was
why.
taught. He probably never was taught. Now I see Haney all the time. That guy, they got this big dude with a body shield and he's hitting it and all that bullshit. And but you see him in the fight, he doesn't do it. The fuck? You know what I mean? If he's not doing it, here's what I mean, Sly. I gotta see it in sparring consistently. When they're in the pocket and they're working effectively. I gotta see that comfort level when they're in the gym and they're working in the pocket and it's done consistently. I gotta see them offensively consistent, where they're comfortable throwing them short, compact combinations, being creative, working upstairs and downstairs. Okay, I gotta see that. I got to see the defensive skills on the inside where they're blocking, slipping, rolling under the punches, stepping at angles. I got to see all that shit in the gym on a consistent basis where their comfort level and their confidence is high. So when they go to the fight, okay, I know they'll make that transition because it's a fucking habit. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a habit, and habits take time. It takes repetition. Okay. Over time to become part of your DNA, ingrained in your muscle memory, in your mental mindset. Okay, but Haney, man, them motherfuckers. I see that shit. Him in the gym looking all good, but you see in the fight, he don't do none of that stuff, man. The Garcia fight, they look like two fucking guys that wanted to kiss each other, But
and I tell you what, Harvey Doc did nothing to dissuade Devin Haney from doing his best octopus impression, right?
Hey, Sly, you understand the message, Joe, if you understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You pay $5. I'm going to give you $5 information. You feel me? Message, Joe,
oh, boy. Listen, what is coach? Here's a bonus question from our brother Sly. And he said, here he goes. Absolutely, coach.
Bam.
10-4, brother. And he goes, what does coach think of Andre Durrell saying last night we saw the best Devin Haney had to offer? He needs a new coach because Bill has taken Devin as far as he can go. Your thoughts on that comment? The boy ain't lying, is he?
Yeah, I agree. He
Yep,
needs to
that's
learn
it.
more skill sets to become a more well-rounded, world all-around professional fighter. Okay, he doesn't have it. Saw last night. Okay, when he got inside, he didn't have what it took to be effective. Now you tell me, a motherfucker like Jose Luis Lopez, or no, Jose Luis Castillo, when he got inside,
Uh-huh.
if he fought Garcia and he got inside like that, you think he would be holding and hugging him? Hell no. He Castillo was a master at trench warfare. Okay, he would have been digging them short uppercuts, the body shots, coming back to the head, going back down to the body. Castillo was a master at inside trench warfare.
Yes, sir.
A lot of that had to do with Julio Cesar Chavez sparring with Chavez. Okay,
Yep.
that taught him how to be a great warrior in the trenches. Now the motherfucker Haney, if he had that, man, golly, I was like, every time he got inside, the opportunities were there, but he blew it. He let the motherfucker smother him or tie him up, or he made the he initiated the action to hold him and tie him up. Jesus, it was right there, man. The thing is, he needs somebody to teach him this shit, and that'll take his game to the next level. His dad ain't got it. Them coaches that train him ain't got it. They don't understand. I do. I've been doing this shit 40 years, man. I understand. But anyway, yeah, he needs
a lost art, coach.
Yeah, he needs somebody to, add some dimensions to his game.
Indeed. Montequilla, we're joined by Adam Lopez. He says,
what up?
He was just a money man, but knows absolutely nothing about strategy or the finer points of boxing. Here.
I agree.
He said, Haney will never be able to work on inside game.
If somebody teaches him, hell yeah. But it's got to be taught in the gym, and he's got to want to learn how to do it, okay? Motherfuckers I got right now, they had no idea on how to fight in the pocket, man. But I taught them on a daily basis. Everything I'm teaching you guys, I drilled it into their head every day at the gym, where they practice it every day in the gym. Now it's comfortable, man. We got our gym. Here's our gym in Mexico. In Mexico, it's 13 by 13. Okay, 13 feet by 13 feet. It's a small ring, baby. Yeah, it was supposed to be made 16 by 16, but the motherfucking dummy, he didn't understand English, and he made it 13 by 13. So, but the thing is, it's a small ring. You can still box, but it's smaller. It's a smaller ring to move in, so it forces you to fight mano a mano in the trenches, in the pocket. You ain't got no motherfucking choice, man. Okay,
that sounds like the Joe Bird ring in Grand Rapids, right? Joe Bird, trainer for Chris.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Father.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris
forced him to learn defense underneath.
Yeah, how to fight a close quarters, making your opponent miss with that little good shoulder roll, upper body movement. Yeah. But my ring's small, man. Haney. He's athletic. He's talented. That motherfucker can learn this shit. He'll pick it up fast if you teach him the fundamentals. And he's got to want to do it. He's got to change that mindset. Okay. See, when you're in the trenches, when you're on the outside, it's finesse, baby. Boxing IQ, hit and not get hit. But when you get right here, your mentality has to change. You got to have a physical mentality. Okay. You got to be physical, aggressive. Okay. You got to want to put the hurting on your guy, but you want to do it intelligently, okay? Like Duran. Duran was a master at trench warfare. Roberto, Chavez, Julio, Toho. Watch them motherfuckers, man. You watch them guys at their prime in the trenches. Oh, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, okay? Jose Luis Castillo, okay? When he fought Diego Corrales the first time, how he was just, beautiful inside. Diego, too, held his mud. Because Diego, his dad, Ray, who I helped out a lot with Diego, he taught him to be aggressive and physical and fight there in the pocket. Okay. So you seen Diego in the fight with Castillo. You're not gonna bully me, bitch. Okay, because that's what pressure fighters do. They try to bully you and take your lunch money. You gotta draw that line, like I tell with my fighters. There's a line right in front of you, and you don't let that motherfucker cross that line. Meaning you don't let them back you up. Okay, you neutralize that forward pressure. But back to Haney, Garcia had no inside game, none. All he wanted to do is grab and hold and oblige Haney. But if Haney had the inside game where he could throw them short, compact combinations, the head and body, that would have made the difference in the fight. But get this, just watch the fight. You don't believe me? Watch the fight. The fight, they excessively held and grabbed, and Doc let them do it. Okay, Doc didn't lay the hammer down in the dressing room, letting them know that shit won't be tolerated. And if you do it, I'm gonna warn you. The second time, I'm gonna take points. He did none of that. Watch the fight. You'll see what I'm saying, gentlemen out there watching.
Yep, there it is. And speaking of discomfort, boy, as early as the first minute, Garcia, did you see an improvement in his footwork under the tutelage of Derek James?
I seen a guy at full strength. When you're full strength, you're gonna improve in all areas. All right.
And there it is, spoken from the master. Tell you what, here's a
maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glacier's Twitter watch. Bang!
Thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Teddy. Here's the next one. This was about 11 hours ago. Rick Glacier says this on Twitter. X says, Harvey Dock is normally an excellent referee, but he made multiple critical mistakes last night, and those mistakes all went Devin Haney's way. Lucky for Ryan Garcia that he survived Harvey Dock. Your thoughts?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So why was Tim Bradley crying today about they need to make a Ryan Garcia rule that he doesn't turn his back?
Hey, Joe, it's a fair fucking game, man. When you turn your back the way he was doing, and Haney was hitting him on the back, it's fair game. Any good ref knows that.
Yep. There it is. There it is. I tell you what, though, Harvey Dock really screwed the pooch on the big stage, and he's customarily solid all the way around. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it, but regardless, as early as the first minute, you saw Ryan cutting off the ring, using the jab, and then he snuck that check hook, that little hook off the jab, and it ostensibly wobbled Devin Haney. And it almost seemed like he never got his eyes adjusted to the timing, the movement, the speed, the power of Ryan Garcia. It almost seemed like it was downhill from there for Devin Haney, just getting bopped and beat up all night. He made it a competitive fight. He let his balls hang and his heart spill in the canvas. And you know what? The fans won. Boxing won. And for my money, Coach, I want to see another one. At 47, does this fight play out any differently, or does Ryan have Devin's number?
Stylistically, that long range, the length, the speed, them short, sneaky hooks he throws, and the way Haney fights, he fights, like this, with his hands right here. You're gonna get caught with that hook. See what Garcia was doing was touching the hook, touching, feint, then hook, and he does it real quick.
Beautiful.
And Haney, if he has his hands right here, he's gonna get hit with that all the time. And if he don't make that adjustment, he's gonna be on his ass again. So, like I said, it's gotta. When you can't see those punches coming and you try to fight like that, you're gonna get hit with your hands low. I tell my fighters, get your fucking hands up. Okay? You can't see the punches. Okay, this is your second line of defense right here, baby. And the way you block punches, the way you place your hands on your face to protect you from them punches coming in, okay? Hand placement, as has a lot of these motherfucking internet boxing coaches say. You know what I mean? But it's still, you got to practice it in the gym, man, okay? You got to practice it in the gym. And Haney, get back in the gym as soon as possible and start working on different types of defense if they're going to have that rematch with Garcia. Yeah.
And there it is. And there it is, guys. Before we move forward, we're already 45 minutes in, and it feels like we're just getting started. That's what happens when you learn and you listen to the coach. But I tell you what, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat. Guys, if you have any more questions for Coach Gogue, let them fly at this time, guys. Want to thank Round One for supporting the coach. Thank you so much, brother. And he said, yep, just like Floyd versus Marquez.
Yeah. Floyd didn't know. Game like $500,000.
Yep. There it is. Well, Ryan gave him 1.5 plus paid a $600,000 fine for missing weight.
What did he make for the fight?
From what I was told, they estimated his earnings to be between 20 and 25 million.
Fuck, they haven't even counted the pay-per-view yet.
No, not yet. Not all of them. Nope.
Yeah, but the thing is, how can they estimate that much if they don't even know what the numbers are? That's what I'm saying.
Well, they have a pretty good idea. It just hasn't come in from all outlets yet, right? But they have a pretty good idea. And so it's estimated. Yeah. And so it was a big crowd last night. And everyone is happy. Don't be shocked, guys, if you hear numbers released either tomorrow or Tuesday. And I'm going to be on the horn trying to get them for you guys first, okay?
But I think 750.
Apparently it's enough to where they were able to estimate 20 to 25 million. That's not bad. I'm thinking it's close to 1 million purchases then. Right?
Hey, Ryan's a draw, man. Say what you want to say about the motherfucker. He doesn't have a world title. He never won one. He never won a world title. His biggest fight, he circumvented the rules, but he won, and he gets what do you call it? He's becoming slowly becoming like the face of boxing, like Oscar said. He's the face of boxing now. Yeah, if he gets some kind of numbers,
Coach, what's the difference?
Yeah,
what's the difference? I mean, a lot of people are torching Ryan right now for not even trying to make weight, but what's the difference if they change the weigh-in time to suit bigger guys who normally shouldn't be competing even in this division? What's the difference?
I don't understand, Joe.
Well, what's the difference in not making weight, not even trying to make that, lose those 3 pounds? And if Haney customarily gets a 36-hour rehydration period, circumventing the rules one way?
Well, Haney had to make weight. This guy didn't. So, he didn't have to he didn't have that struggle. It didn't tax his body. Okay. He didn't have that.
That is true.
Really, it didn't put a lot of pressure on that recovery time to feel 100%. That motherfucker was 100% after that weigh-in. He ate by 8, 9 o'clock at night. He was ready to go, man. He was recovered.
Yep. He sure was. No IV needed there.
Hey, smart business move by Garcia, because if he had to lose that weight, it would have been all weight drained. He would have got his ass whooped, like I said, and his marketability would have been. And
there it is.
The way he did it was a great business move, great smart decision by what they did, and now he's a talk of boxing, man. And if he does the numbers like
world,
if he does the numbers like people are thinking. Motherfucker, Canelo, who? Especially Canelo gets his ass whooped or just loses. Yeah,
Save it for next week, Coach. Save it for next week. And guys, I also want to welcome Jesus M. for supporting the coach on this day. He says, Ryan has no boxing skills. How could Laney lose to that fraud? How could Haney lose to that fraud?
He's got natural God-given gifts. You can't teach. Speed and explosive punching power. Yeah.
And there it is. There it is, guys.
Hey, that what do you call it? That what do you call it? That hides his flaws.
Yep. And there it is. Such what we were talking about earlier with Nonito Donaire, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And so Joseph Brown, welcome to Joseph. Salute to you, my friend. Huh?
What up, Joe? Joseph Brown.
That's it.
Philly.
Also, our brother G Funky Boxing. Greetings,
What up,
Joseph
G?
and Coach Gogue, the GOAT. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Best set of eyes in the business. And also from Sacramento, my brother G Funky. In fact, guys, if you're in Northern California, please call G Funky. Get yourself a ticket because they're almost gone at the Gold Country Casino. It's got a stack card over there, and G Funky is going to be there with Uppercut Promotions. Good job, G Funky. He's been working hard, and I'll tell you what, it really shows. And G Funky, he's really doing big things in Northern California with the business. God bless you, my friend. I learned from the master, Don Chargan. That's right. IV, peace, Gogie. 12th round, Derek told Ryan's assistants, in other words, his dad and his brother, to not get on the ring apron. Despite the win, he's still a brat. Honestly, Coach, would you have done the same thing? Tell everyone to shut the hell up and let the adults speak.
You mean going into the 12th round, the Vice in the corner?
Yep.
Oh, he told everybody to shut the fuck up. I'm the boss.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you what time it is. I would have did
just
the same
like Coach
thing.
Ron. You remember, just like Coach Ronnie did during the Mike Tyson Lennox Lewis fight. You remember that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah. Coach Ronnie was drilling everyone.
Man, you got to take control. There's too many motherfucking mouths. I've been in situations like that. Too many fucking guys that shouldn't be talking, and the only person that should be talking is the guy that trains the motherfucker. And Derek, see, I watched it in Mexico. It was in Spanish, so I didn't understand what the fuck they were saying. But Derek, what do you call it? Yeah, he did the right thing and took control. Yeah, letting them know that I'm the boss. And what do you call it? The other two guys need to be quiet. Let me do my job. That's what he's paying me for, you know.
And there it is. There it is. Thank you, Hyphy. Appreciate it. Guys, keep the questions.
I know. See, these motherfuckers, they want the brother in the corner and they want the daddy in the corner and all that. No. Then shut up. Let the head trainer do the job. Because if Ryan had faith in you, you would have been the daddy would have been the trainer. Okay, but no, he didn't have no faith in you. That's why they brought in DJ. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it. So hold the towel, hold the mitts during training. Other than that, shut the hell up. And there it is. There it is. Danny Drew, welcome to the show, sir. And thank you for supporting the coach. He says, Joe, any update on pay-per-view buys? No, but I'm not right now. All I can tell you is that it did really well, and they're estimating Ryan's earnings, who got a 60-40 split in the negotiations. Now, if they do fight a rematch at 47, I guarantee you, Ryan's going to get a lot more than 60-40 this time.
70-30.
Right? Yep, probably. So they're estimating his earnings between 20 and 25 million, which tells me it probably did close to 1 million purchases.
Man, they need this rematch. This is a fucking money fight, man. And if it did good this time, the pay-per-view numbers, since the fight was so good, people are going to want to see it. More people are going to want to see it, and there's always going to be that controversy. Oh, he didn't make weight. Devin's, now it's going to be now he's got to make weight. Let me see if he could pull this same type of pull out the same type of performance. And people are going to Devin's going to be at full strength now. The fight's going to be moved probably to 47, and he's going to be a lot better. The Devin Haney fans, it's going to be different and everything. So there'll be a lot of suspense and drama to the hype, to the buildup, and I think it'll sell as long as there isn't no recession or anything. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. This has just become one of the hottest tickets in boxing. Now,
Don Targan always told me that you got to strike the iron. I mean, you got to strike the kettle when it's hot.
Now, this time, put it in the right venue. Damn it,
L.A.
Goodness
Vegas.
gracious! Yep.
Vegas will pay up since that fight, and if it creates a lot of excitement, Vegas will pay a lot of money for the site fee for that fight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. T-Mobile Arena. The only reason why it wasn't at T-Mobile Arena or the MGM Grand this time, because it was too close, the date, to King Canelo, right? And they have a blackout period of 2 weeks, right? So there it is. So I will let you know, Danny Drew, As soon
Hey,
as I know, you guys
this
will
is
know
the
as well.
biggest fight in boxing, okay?
Yep.
Besides Canelo Benavidez, Tyson, and I'm talking about
Jake
in the
Paul.
States. They don't give a
Yep.
fuck about Tyson Fury and Usyk here, but they care about Garcia against Haney and
Yep.
Canelo against Benavidez.
Benavidez.
Yeah.
Yep. And there it is. We've got to move on. But hey, Gus, welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach on this day. And yes, I was waiting to hear that as well, brother. And we're still
What up,
not
Gus?
finished with Gogue's breakdown. Also, my brother Tyrese Bowie, thank you for supporting the coach on this day. We appreciate you being here, my friend. Also, round one. Yep. Ryan said he can't make 140. Well, judging by last night, I don't think Devin Haney can either. Yep.
Me,
So
47, no title at hand. Yeah.
Yep. And there it is. And Adam Montequilla Lopez says this, former prize fighter, former badass counterpuncher, Ching Yao. Montequilla says, I think Haney's chin will hold him back. That's a very good point.
Well, the thing
Haney's
is,
in trouble. Haney's in a bit of a predicament now, isn't he?
Joe, if he fights at a comfortable weight where he's not taxing his body to make weight, guys like that, I usually see them. They're better able to absorb the punch. Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point, sir.
That's what my eyes says.
Click Clack says Coach Gogue's second miss in 2 years. Still
Hey,
impressive.
Click Clack.
Was that a miss, though?
Last week when I was predicting this fight, if I knew this dude was gonna pull that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you did on Friday. You predicted and said, hey, man, Ryan, he may win this fight. That's what you said after the weigh-in.
I said, man, the playing field, you have a guy that made weight, killed, pretty much taxed his body. You had a guy like Garcia who didn't, who's going to, who's going to be at full strength, not the next day, try 6 hours later in his suite. He didn't have to kill his body to make that 43. Haney did, all right? And if shit like that, man, you got to put in considerations. Now, let me tell you this, Click Clack. If Garcia had to lose some extra 3.2 pounds, you think he would have had this type of performance against Haney? You think he would have had? Nah, he knew it too. He learned from the Gervonta Davis fight. He wouldn't have had this type of performance. Nah, he learned it from the Gervonta Davis fight. Okay.
Yep, he sure did. But hey, thank you for hanging with us, brother. We appreciate it. We still have a lot more show to go. Once again, I want to say hello to my dear friend Ryan. Great work always at Boxing Gyms, guys.
What up?
Coach Gogue with Ryan at Boxing Gyms. That is one hell of a 1-2 punch in terms of mentoring and learning more of the craft. Tell you what, guys, stay focused on these two channels. So yeah, Sly, you heard correctly, and I just went over that. Yeah. God bless you, brother. Hold on. Round one says, I want to see the rematch, but I wonder if Ryan will pull on Devin what Devin pulled on Lomachenko. Devin never gave Loma a rematch, and many thought Loma won.
Hey, but there is not 25, 30, 35 million at stake.
That was the reason why you never saw the rematch, round one. Because Bob Arum, do you really think he was interested in losing money once again?
You're talking about millions of dollars, man. Motherfucker, this fight, you're in this game. I do the rematch. Fuck any other fight. This is the fight. No belts, no sanctioning fees, 12 rounds. You know what I mean? And nobody gives a shit about the belts. They're bigger than the belts.
That's it. When you reach that level of headlining big time mainstream attraction, do belts even matter at all, Gogue?
Fuck no.
Yep, you just saved yourself 3%. And Pranay, welcome to the show, sir. Long time no see. Thanks for supporting the coach on this day. He says, Coach Gogue, how do you think Teofimo would do against Ryan? Unlike Haney, Teo has the power and explosiveness to put fear in Ryan. He also has a phenomenal counter left hook as well. Coach, that is one hell of a fight. At 47, who wins?
Skills. I'm going with Teofimo. Ryan, like I said, he's that speed, that explosiveness, that always makes him dangerous. But Teofimo prepares well. He'll be stronger too, physically too. He won't have to make that weight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So plus it's the skills. Take away Garcia's left hook. You know what I mean? And all the other limited stuff he does. Yeah. That's a fight. That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight, man. Anybody Garcia fights, they're in trouble because, he has those natural physical gifts you can't teach. Like I said, explosiveness, that sneaky hook. He can hurt you. He can hurt you. But I think 47, Lopez, you move him away, you'll be physically stronger to take them punches. You know what I mean? So I want to see Garcia at 47 and if he can hurt them guys at 47, man. You know what I mean? With those punches. But
Indeed.
You can't question his athleticism, speed, his explosive power, that sneaky hook. Yeah. That's God-given, man. And you got to deal with that, which is, one time he's going to hit you, and how are you going to handle it? So, but Teofimo, like I said, he's so, man. He to deal with that speed. That's what I want to see. If he's able to see them sharp, quick punches that coming at him and everything. You know what I mean? Does he have the reflexes? Like I said, man, when you fight a guy like that, and it's hard to see those punches coming at you, you better get them hands up. Okay, you better get that nice, tight, high guard defense. So when he does throw those punches, it's hitting you on the gloves instead of your face or hit your temple or your jaw. And as the fight goes on, your eyes get adjusted to the speed. Okay, once you start getting hit by those punches, your eyes start seeing it better. Then you can start bringing your hands down lower. Okay, but if you don't see those punches coming, man, and in your face is not protected, boom, you're gonna go down. And especially this guy, boy, he's explosive. That Garcia, limited in skill in the pocket, he's fucking garbage. A limited jab, but what he does, like I said, it's tough to deal with. It's tough to deal with and everything.
Both kids are athletically gifted. Both are blessed with those reflexes, amazing athleticism. That would be a great fight, though. Thanks for bringing that up, Renee, and thank you, Coach. Peter Von Arx, welcome to the show, sir. And dude, we had fun on that reaction video last night. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me there, sir. He says, "Good evening, Joseph and Coach Gogue. Yeah, that fight surprised me too. I thought Devin had it, but that's boxing."
Yeah, but but did you know that Ryan was gonna pull that shit and not make weight?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Let me tell you, man. It makes a difference. Like I said, if Ryan had to lose that 3.2 pounds, how drained would he have been? Would he have been at full strength coming into the fight the next day? I don't think so. And he knew it too from the Gervonta Davis fight.
And there it is. There it is. Tell you what, Danny Drew, he says McCombs got robbed without a gun in the co-main event by the judges.
I didn't see the fight.
Well, it was it could have gone either way, in my opinion. That's what I thought. But you have to make sure you're not giving McCombs, Sean P. Diddy McCombs from Ireland. You have to make sure that you're not giving him more credit than you initially anticipated.
Did Rick make that fight?
I'm sorry, what? Rick,
did Laser make that fight?
Yep, he sure did. Yep.
It was a good opponent. I didn't see the fight, but just by knowing how the Irish fight, it was a good fight for a guy like Barbosa. A good fight for him to shine. And he didn't take advantage of the opportunity. The type of the perfect style to make him shine, to look good. Okay?
Indeed.
So don't blame what's his name? Barbosa? Yeah, don't blame him for his inability to perform on the big stage. Rick brought the right guy. I never seen the guy fight, but just the way I seen him, I know how Irish fight, physical, aggressive fighters. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
them are the kind of guys that make you look good. You know, as long as you perform to your abilities. So yeah, he blew it.
Well,
Barbosa, he had a great opportunity. You know what I mean, to show the world that he does belong. But I heard a lot of people talking shit about him. So, but I didn't see the fight.
Well, look. Most insiders most people watching the fight felt that he actually lost. I could have seen it going either way.
All right.
So Peter Von Arx, he also he says Derevyanchenko laid that body shot on Von Alexander last night, caught him just right on the inside.
Yep.
Yes, he did. I was surprised
Alexander
he actually made it to the end.
It wasn't tucked in when he got caught.
Yep, that's it. Very good observation. And also, my brother Khalid, thank you for being here to support the coach. Yes, way too long in my opinion. But now that boxing is heating up, what Coach Gogue, you have a lot to talk about. Let's see what else. Oh, yes, sir. I agree with this wholeheartedly. Danny Drew, excellent observation. He says, Coach, Steve Willis should have been the referee last night. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Steve Willis is an excellent ref as well. Khalid also says this. Please ask Coach Gogue if he thinks Haney can beat Matias.
Matias would. At 40, to me, Haney, I think he outgrew the weight division. He needs to move up to 47. Him and his dad were talking about it before this fight and everything, saying, hey, you know what I mean? So when you start talking about it, hey, it's usually that time to do it. And Matias would ground and pound him, man. Oh, just relentless.
Run him out of the ring, Coach. Run him out of the ring.
Two-fisted attack. Yeah.
Yep, indeed, brother. I'll tell you what. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Scalebender. What's happening, brother? It's been a long time no see. And says, yes, I was referring to Yordenis Ugas. Thank you for supporting the coach in this day. And Adam Montequilla has the beat. Inside game is indeed a lost art.
Yeah.
He also says, Peter Von Arx at 140 says, Antoine Russell beats Devin, in my opinion.
Physically strong kid, can punch. Yeah.
Yep. Raphael Murphy says, my man Gogue.
What up, Ralph, from the Rio Grande Valley? What up, my man?
That's it. Yep.
His uncle was the cruiserweight champ of the world.
Yep. There it is.
Raphael.
That's right. I remember when, you were working with those guys.
I wasn't working, but his uncle, God, I can't remember his name, man. He was a cruiserweight champ of the world. Yeah.
Yep. There it is. Thank you for joining us, Ralph. We appreciate you being here, my friend. When, you know what? Don't be a stranger, brother. We'd like to have you on the show sometime, man. That would be an excellent show.
What did that guy say, Joe? You missed it.
Electric Jet, he said, hey there, Joseph, and salute to you, Coach Gogue. I refuse to jump on the Ryan bandwagon. I was surprised by the results, but congrats to Ryan for the win. But this is boxing, and sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So are you on the Ryan Garcia bandwagon, or does it even matter as long as he can sell tickets?
Man, you know what? I ain't on that motherfucker's bandwagon, but I'm glad because we need new faces in boxing to get this sport out of an ICU. You know what I mean? And was it a sellout last night or almost?
It was pretty close to being a sellout, sir. Yep.
But if the pay-per-view numbers are great, hey, it's a big boost for Golden Boy because they needed a star like that. You need a star like that to keep you, what do you call it, afloat. Okay, keep you in the green, I call it. Yeah. Well,
guys, we're going to feature Rick Glazier tomorrow evening at
big win for Golden Boy.
Yep, we're going to feature Rick Glazier tomorrow evening. He's going to have the gate numbers as well. So, guys, tune in tomorrow for that. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Yep.
But this fucking fight has Vegas written all over it, man. Fuck California. California's too overregulated and overtaxed. Fuck California. Take this fight to Vegas. Plus, the casinos will pay more money. Oh, you still could, you still live on the West Coast. You can still drive up to Vegas. This is a Vegas fight. The rematch, the
Big
numbers
time.
will be better. T-Mobile Arena, yeah.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Adam Hurley, welcome to the show, sir. Welcome back. He says Haney would take a beating from Matthias, Tank Davis, and Boots Ennis.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that either, Coach.
Yeah.
And Clinton Jackson, I'm glad you brought this up. Did Haney still lose his belt even though Ryan didn't make weight? No, he didn't, because it was negotiated after he missed weight that there was no way he would be able to lose the belt. It wasn't up for grabs. DAZN made the error last night during the broadcast, right? So there it is. Thank you for bringing that up, Clinton. We appreciate it, and I hope that clears everything up for you. Big Tony, welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach on this day. Also, let's see. Adam Hurley says heavyweights fight each other at drastically different weights. 3 pounds is nothing, Coach Gogue. Would you like to
Them are
give
heavyweights,
your
baby. They ain't got to make
retort?
weight, baby. Man, Adam Lopez, he's watching the show. He'll tell you, or Murphy. Rafael's a heavyweight, but when he was a cruiserweight, he'll tell you making weight is the hardest thing a fighter has to do. Being a professional fighter, making the
Big
weight.
time.
It's the hardest thing, man. Because look, man, when you're making weight, you can't live the life of a normal human being. You got to do stuff that it's not normal, like watching your weight. You got to be disciplined, focused, and have a high degree of willpower and want to get your weight down, okay? But when you're living that comfortable lifestyle, eating barbecue, eating hamburgers, or, you like your beer, drinking the beer and liking the parties, okay, you go out, you see your friends going out, but you can't go out. You know what I mean? The sacrifice you got to make to take your body weight down, man. It's tough. And if you're undisciplined as fuck, like a lot of fighters who don't watch their weight between fights, well, hey, it's even harder. They go they get to camp, they're 30 pounds overweight. Well, it's a fat loss camp, when you only got two months, 3 months to get ready. But heavyweights, Adam, I have one. He didn't have to lose no fucking weight. You can eat the night before the weigh-in a good meal. Then when you wake up in the morning, you can eat a good breakfast, a good lunch, then go to the weigh-in. Yeah, 3 pounds does make it. Hey, 1 pound makes a difference, man. When you're 131 pounds and an hour or 2 hours for a fight. I've seen a lot of times where that 1 pound is hard because you're bone dry. You can't take nothing more off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, unless you fought, you wouldn't understand it. Guys like Murph, he was a cruiserweight. He understood he had to make weight. Adam, who really had to.
Yep.
Adam fought at 22. He really understands. It's motherfucking tough. The hardest thing a fighter has to go through is making weight. Yeah, fucking tough, man. I did it because I was in the amateurs, and you had to make it every fucking every time you fought, or in a tournament, you had to make it every fucking day. So.
Tough. Boy. So there you have it from the man, 5-decade fight trainer. Thank you for bringing that up, though, Adam. I hope you learned something, brother. And once again, that's why you're here, right? We all learn something from the coach every Sunday, and it's an honor, guys. It's an honor to.
3 pounds is huge.
Yeah. Oh, Montequilla, there's that sense of humor coming out. The name of the Tio versus Ryan fight should be called Unhinged. Oh boy,
Ryan's got a lot of big fights, baby. Look, man, you got to give Ryan credit. Now the 4 kings: Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Tank. 4 kings: Adam, Teofimo Lopez. Ryan, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur, and Tank. Now Ryan has fought in 2 of them. All right, the other motherfuckers haven't fought each other.
That's right.
Right.
So, Coach Adam, come on, brother. Is this a joke? Crawford versus Garcia? Yeah. But, I will say this, though. Oh, boy. yeah, that would be a massive money fight and a huge commercial hit. But critically, it would look eerily similar to the Errol Spence fight. That one-sided and that much of a beatdown.
Look, Crawford knows how to take your best weapons away.
Yep.
Once he does that, checkmate.
Adam Hurley says, don't you have a podcast, Coach Gogue? I thought I just subscribed.
This is the one. This is it.
This is it. Yep. So I tell you what, thank you for being here, Adam. And he's here next Sunday as well.
Where's he from, Adam? For you. From England?
Where are you from, Adam Hurley? I think you stated last week. I think he's from Phoenix, if my memory serves me correctly.
Oh.
I think so. Yeah, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it's Adam from Phoenix.
Okay.
But look. So next Sunday, guys, you need to tune in for that. He's going to be breaking down keys to victory, strengths and weaknesses, and a big fight prediction for Canelo versus Munguia next Sunday at this time. So, guys, you don't want to miss that. Rios, welcome to the show, sir. He says Devin was probably depressed deep inside before the fight.
Why, the motherfucker was making $20 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't be depressed, but who knows, guys? Who knows? I mean, you never know what's going on in the mind of anybody. So, and look, living the Spartan lifestyle, it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. And it takes a special person to walk that path, doesn't it, Gogue?
Oh, to be a fighter? Oh, fuck yeah, man. A special human being. Even if you only had one amateur fight, just to step in that ring, you know what I mean, in front of a crowd and fight in front of a crowd under the bright lights. You got to be a special type. You got to have a special type of character in you.
Yep. Sly tendencies. All we need right now is Max Kellerman in boxing. We'd be right. Oh, shit.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about Emmanuel. Emmanuel used to hate Max. Like, he got along with him, on a professional level and, and on person, but he couldn't stand him.
Max.
Yeah.
He fucking thinks he knows it all.
I'm not going to disclose what he used to call him off the air, but he used to say, you know what, it really pisses me off. Here I am. I've been training guys long before Max was even born. And the producers, they say, okay, wrap it up, Amanda, because we want to hear from the Golden Jew. Oh, wait a minute. I just let the cat out of the bag. That's what Emmanuel used to call Max. What the hell? Why would they want to hear from him? Like he can provide any insight that I can't. Man, I tell you what.
He thinks he knows it all. He knows boxing history, okay?
He couldn't stand it, Gogue, when Max would argue with Emmanuel right there during the broadcast.
Oh.
I remember one time he said, oh, man, he used to piss me off. So I remember, I think it was Arizlandi Lara versus, oh, my gosh, versus Paul Williams. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was a different fight. But Emmanuel was on the broadcast, and Max was... Well, look, if you pay attention, Max, he's actually parrying and blocking most of those shots. And he goes, yeah, with his face.
And that's what a lot of these reporters or you see a lot of these reporters or announcers and all that. They don't understand. Yeah. They don't understand. They don't understand. That's kind of shit that they don't understand, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
I see it all the time, man. These guys think they're man, they don't know. They never trained a fighter in their life. That's why I always tell a person, have you ever trained a fighter in your life? Have you ever trained a fighter? No, then don't fucking tell me what to do, bitch. I've been training fighters since 88? That's 35, 36 years, man. I got a good feeling on what I see. You can't argue with me, motherfucker. Shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. But look. And here's the problem, Coach. Compared to the guy that they're standing next to in line at the grocery store, compared to their next door neighbor, they think they're experts, and they sure do seem that way.
Yeah.
Just because they can tell you who the IBF champion is at 126. Yeah. But unless you've been in this business for a considerable amount of time, unless you've worked with fighters, unless you've trained fighters, unless you've beaten that ass in the ring, unless you've cut weight, you don't know nearly as much as you think you do.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
don't
the
know.
God's honest truth.
They
So-
could report. Look, they could report boxing, but they can't. They don't understand the details, the in-depth details of the, of like how to train fighters, how to develop skill sets in a fighter, how to develop the mentality in a fighter, how to make a fighter, how to proper weight loss, making in the corner, making, what should a fighter do in making adjustments in the corner and everything, man. It's totally different, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, go do it. Go fucking train a fighter like I do. Go develop him and build him like I do. Okay.
And so how does it make you feel when fans will insist on arguing with you online, in public? How does it make you feel, Coach?
Oh, I'll tell them off, man. The fuck you think you are? You don't know shit.
Yep, and there it is. And guys, Coach, thank you, Miss B, for joining the coach. And she says, my favorite trainer is live.
Where you from? Where you from?
Miss B, if you don't mind, please disclose where you actually listen to the show from, because Coach Gogue always wants to know. And thank you. Yeah, I agree with you. He's my favorite trainer as well. I'll tell you what, hold on. Adam goes, yeah, that's the fight before the actual fight.
Yeah. Making weight,
Miss
baby.
B goes, yep. Miss B goes, Coach Gogue, please keep slapping fighters so they learn to take boxing seriously. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes that's what it takes, guys.
Yeah.
So Clinton has a very good point. People don't understand these dudes cutting weight by draining water out of their body. As the fight gets closer, fighters always say the last pound is the hardest. Yep.
Exactly.
That's it.
You understand?
That's it. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Oh, he says, Sly says, hey, the four kings, Tio, Ryan, Shakur, and Tank.
And Ryan was ready, fought two of them. None of them, nobody else has fought. Nobody else has fought each other. So you give Ryan credit. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And yes, we were right. He's from Phoenix. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging with us, Adam. We appreciate it, brother. Yeah, he goes, Sly goes, yeah, Devin's drying his tears with $100 bills. Listen to what B said. She said, Miss B says, I really believe Ryan can beat Shakur too. But Ryan is, Shakur is tiny compared to Ryan. Do you think they'll ever fight, Coach? Yeah. Do you think they'll ever be at the same weight, Coach?
Nope.
Last night, welcome to the show, sir. Marlonius, 76. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you for supporting the coach. Devin was looking like a mere con. Them Bambi legs looked disconnected on contact.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Miss B says, Coach, how do you feel about these fighters using their favorite or using their father as their own trainer?
Sometimes it's a detriment. Like, sometimes it works. You guys, Jack Mosley,
Yoel Judah.
But the thing is, they had physically gifted sons that can fight. But in reality, they never trained a lot of different fighters, a lot of different styles to gain that, that broad understanding of what it takes to be a well-rounded, professional trainer. And look, to be a trainer nowadays, you get a fighter who's physically gifted. That's 98% of the battle. You don't even have to know much as a trainer. Jose Luis Lopez. Luis Lopez was a perfect example. His dad was a good 10-round fighter, a main event fighter back in the days. Don Chargan told me. This guy, man, anybody could have trained him. He would have been great. He was just a naturally gifted fighter. You know what I mean?
Danny Drew also says Crawford needs to get active. And Rodney, welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach. He says, Joe, Coach, do you guys know anything about that Russian cat Crawford is supposed to fight against in August in LA? That's Izzy Madrimov, the current WBA, and he's not Russian. I'll give you the tail of the tape, right? On
he's Uzbekistan.
Izzy Madrimov.
He's a tough kid.
He's from Uzbekistan. That's right.
Yeah.
So what are his very quickly? Yeah. Very quickly though, Coach, what are his strengths and weaknesses that you've seen from Izzy Madrimov?
He's gotten better. He's the last fight I seen. He's more settled down as a pro. He doesn't jump around and do all that bullshit, going out there throwing all these crazy punches. He's more settled down. he takes his time. He makes every punch count. That's what I've seen. But yeah,
Yes.
But he's fighting the smartest fighter in boxing that knows how to take away all your strengths, and he knows how to exploit all your weaknesses. And he's going to be at 47, physically stronger. I mean, 54, physically stronger. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah. And they're about the same height, actually, believe it or not, guys. Like Israel Madrimov, he's a natural 54 pounder. He'll probably go up to 60 eventually. From Uzbekistan, he fights out of the orthodox stance, but he's only 5'8.5" with a 68-inch reach. But he can crack. He's a big punching junior middleweight.
Yeah.
But he's not as deep amateur background, but he doesn't have the tools in the chest like Terrence Crawford. Yep. MSB. Yep. Talk your species, brother. And yeah, Crawford needs to get active. He hasn't fought. It's going to be a year in July. As of July.
Yeah, Crawford's only going for the big money fights. You know what I mean? He don't need to take bullshit fights.
Yeah. So big Terracotta, thank you for joining the coach once again tonight. He says, big fan from Dundalk, Ireland. Love your analysis, coach.
Thank you, Terracotta. He's from Ireland?
Shoot. Yes, okay. From Dundalk, Ireland. Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and click clack. Yeah, thank you, brother. I made a faux pas. Thank you. But Terracotta also says, that poor guy got robbed by the judges. Barbosa Jr. hasn't impressed me. He was soundly outboxed last night. I know I have Regency bias, but still. You're not alone in feeling that way, brother.
What do you think Top Rank released him? Undefeated guy in the top 10. They didn't think much of him either.
Yep, that's it. Also, my brother HLD. Welcome to the show, sir. And yeah, good job on the reaction video last night. That was outstanding. And she says, Miss B, HLD, your fate, F+. But I think that's about it, Coach. Yeah. We're about 90 minutes in. Any parting shots for our listening audience tonight?
No, it was a good fight. It's a hot fight that should be a rematch. A fight that would do great on the West Coast in Vegas. Both guys are from Vegas. Keep it out of California. Fucking overregulated, overtaxed. Nothing but problems will give you. You wonder why all the businesses are leaving that state. Take it to Vegas. You know, they'll be more than accommodating, especially one of the casinos giving them a big site fee. Yeah. Nobody can compete with Vegas if they really want to fight. This fight, sold out. We're at the T-Mobile Arena. Yeah. Pay-per-view numbers. Fuck all the other fights. You don't need a belt for this fight. This is a fight people want to see. Yeah.
That's it. So
good for Golden Boy. Hey, good for Golden Boy. I haven't heard them for a while, you know, striking gold in the big fights. You know, this fight right here did huge wonders for that promotional company, man, because since Canelo left, they've been having a stretch of bad luck, but good for Oscar, Eric Gomez, Marilyn Aceves, everybody, Razzo at the Golden Boy staff, man, Bernard. Yeah, it's good for the company, man. And now, Joe, you were telling me that this was their last fight with Golden Boy. Is that true or false?
I'm sorry. I just confirmed, guys, that they are indeed extended now. Ryan decided to mend the fence and have an extension, and he's going to be fighting now with Golden Boy Promotions until the end of 2026. How do you like that?
Good. Look, man, I'm going to tell you a story, fans out there, you folks. I remember when Ryan Garcia was only 2-0 coming up in the business. Nobody wanted to sign the kid. I remember I was with Don Chargan back in the days when he come up to Don. Oh, Mr. Chargan, I heard so much about you. My name is Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? I just need that opportunity, a chance. You know what I mean? Ryan, I got to give it to that kid. He's not shy. He goes out there and promotes himself. Unlike a lot of the fighters out there, all you got to do is look at his Instagram. He's got millions of followers. He's a good promoter of himself. He went out there and he's a hustler, man. He believed in himself. And he, you know, I remember when he was just 18 going up to Don and tell him. And Don goes, you know who he is? I said, yeah, he's a top-notch amateur and everything. And we left it like that and never pursued it. He thought Don was going to talk to Oscar and this and that, but Don, he really didn't care. But he persisted. See, Joe, when nobody knows you, nobody cares about you. You gotta be persistent. You gotta stay on them. Okay. And that's what Ryan did. Just give me a chance. Robert Diaz, the matchmaker, got him some, easy opponents, smashed them, and kept on building it. Then they finally signed him. And I guarantee you, when they signed him, they didn't give him a signing bonus like all these other prima donnas. So I gotta give credit to Ryan. Nobody, he believed in himself. He, he hustled and worked his way. And nobody believed in him. Nobody cared who he was. But he kept on pounding the doors, getting no's. Then all of a sudden he pounded one door. Okay, we'll give you an opportunity. He took advantage of it. And he built up his following. Social media is very powerful, and if you know how to use it. And Ryan Garcia knew how to use it.
Yep.
So I give him credit for his marketing skills and all this, his crazy antics and all that I could care less about. And his fighting skills, limited, but his God-given natural gifts, you can't take that away from him. You can't teach him that. But, I give him credit because I remember when he first started, man. Yeah, when he came up to Don and we were at some show in California, and Don didn't know who he was, but he knew Don. He only had a couple of fights, and Mr. Chargan, he called him, yeah. And, asking him for his help. But Don was pretty much, didn't really care. So, but he just kept, pounding away, trying to sell himself, waiting for the opportunity, man. And that's what you got to do if you're listening out there. If you're a fighter, if you got ability and nobody's out there pounding your door, you got to go out there and pound their door. You got to be proactive. That's the moral of the story. Yeah. Because I remember that, man. I can't remember the fight. I've been so many fights with Don because when he worked with Golden Boy, I used to make matches and all that shit too. But I just can't remember which one. It was back before Don passed away in 2000. I think it was 2016. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Nobody wanted Ryan when he came up, man. Nobody. Yep. But he worked hard to promote himself. Now, fucking he's on top of the motherfucking world, man.
That's right. That's right. You know what? And once again, in this business, persistence wears down resistance. That's it.
Persistence overcomes everything.
Yep. That's it. Dan Drew, Crawford, what, 35? No, 36.
36.
Yep. And Click Clack, we announced this a couple weeks ago, and we'll say it again. What network will show Crawford's fight against the Uzbeki? He says, I bet DAZN, you bet correctly. And here's the best part. From what I've been told from someone who will remain nameless, but we're going to be featuring on the show possibly this week, someone who works for Matchroom Sport. And he told me that it's going to be on DAZN. Here's the best part. It's not going to be on pay-per-view. It's going to be regular subscriber DAZN. They're trying to drive subscription numbers, right? And because the Saudis are paying for it and still putting it in the American market, that changes everything. That tells me they're in it for the long haul. Guys, yep.
Well, let's see, Joe. Let's see.
Yeah. Gogue's face.
Let's see.
Doubting Thomas. I love it. Coach Gogue's been in this business way too long. He's
I've
like,
seen guys
I'm not
come and go,
to
baby.
believe it. Yep.
I've seen so many come and go.
Yep. One and done, or a year of bleeding money, and that's enough. Tap out.
Or a couple years of bleeding money, or 3 years of bleeding money. Boom, they're done.
Yep. But I hope you got that Click Clack. And once again, thank you for joining us, sir. Now, keep in mind, all of us who are on this channel, we're in the business. So we're going to give it to you straight, and we're going to give you the truth. We want to thank you for joining us tonight, sir. Gogue is from the Show Me State. Isn't the Show Me State Missouri, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Missouri.
See with my eyes.
Yeah. So Sly, and he joined us last night. That was a really great show. You had me rolling last night, Joe. I had a few soda pops and was singing. Yes, sir. We were singing The Who last night, and I was on cloud 9 because, boy, boxing just won last night. It wasn't just Ryan Garcia who won. It was the sport of boxing in the American market. That was a tremendous event. Credit to everyone. Credit to Devin Haney for making it takes two to make a fight, guys. Credit to Devin Haney for hanging tough and making it to the last bell. I was doubting it in the 7th round, Gogue. Were you doubting it? Did you think that he was going to make it to the final bell?
Who? Devin?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought his, he had good, survival skills, to not get knocked out. Plus, with Harvey Dock helping him,
Yeah. Coach Gogue tells it like he sees it. But Coach Gogue, that's about it.
Let's get going, Joe. I'm busy.
Yep. Let's give us a quick statement, though, of what to expect next week when you size up Canelo versus Munguia, sir.
Yeah, it's a great stylistic matchup. You got two Mexicans, so there's going to be the country of Mexico with a passion. You got Canelo, you got Munguia fans, okay? Munguia fans from the Tijuana region, Canelo fans from the Guadalajara region. You got two fighters, like I said, with that physical mindset that aren't scared to mix it up. This is a battle for pride in Mexico, okay? And this is a huge fight for the Latin, the Mexicans in the States. It's going to be a huge fight for people watching this, and it's on Cinco de Mayo Day, the biggest pay-per-view date in all of America. Okay, the #1 pay-per-view date in all of America, Cinco de Mayo Day. This fight has the makings. Munguia is not scared to mix it up. He's not scared to take chances, and neither is Canelo. So, yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. It's great fights, great stylistic matchups make great fights, and I can guarantee you this is gonna be 100%. It's gonna be 100% fight worth paying for and watching. Okay.
And there it is, guys. And it's got an excellent undercard. It's going to be a great event all around from Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. Canelo Alvarez, biggest star in North America, taking on the upstart. Well, he may be the crowd favorite this time. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But Jaime Munguia, boy, he's got some fans. He's got a very rabid, growing fan base. But that's going to just about do it, guys. We want to thank the incomparable Coach James Gogue for all of his wisdom. We always learn a lot every Sunday, guys. That's where I went to school, the University of Gogue. But, guys, on behalf of the living legend, James Gogue, I'm Joseph Herron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
Rodverson Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue.